Okay, so what if the buildings in our cities weren't just these silent, static walls of concrete and glass? Today, we're diving into a really fascinating proposal that wants to turn them into living, breathing canvases of emotion. So that's the big question, isn't it? In a world where we're just saturated with digital screens everywhere, how do you make something as massive and permanent as a building actually feel dynamic, feel alive? How do you make it connect with people walking by every single day?
To even start to answer that, we have to look at the core problem, something the proposal calls the silent city wall.
I mean, think about it. Most buildings are just there. They kind of become part of the background noise of our daily lives. Now, if you're a business that sells experiences like a movie theater, that's a huge missed opportunity. Your building is just this silent object that does pretty much nothing to capture your imagination before you even walk through the door.
So how do you break through that silence? Well, a creative agency called AKI-AG came up with a pretty brilliant solution. They imagined giving the building's facade a pulse. And they call it the heartbeat wall. This idea was proposed for the Cinemax Cinema in Regensburg, Germany. The concept is to install a massive video or projection system that completely transforms the building's exterior. It stops being just a wall and starts being this immersive visual experience, designed to grab your attention and stir up some emotion.
The proposal's tagline just captures the idea so perfectly, Emotion in Bewegung, which simply means emotion in motion. See, it's not just about showing pretty pictures, it's about conveying a feeling, a mood, a pulse, right there for everyone on the street to see.
And this thing is designed to be an incredibly flexible canvas. Of course, Cinemax could use it for big movie premieres, but the shopping center around it could use it for their own brand campaigns. You could even host digital art on it, turning it into a dynamic communication hub for the whole area.
It's a really powerful vision for sure, but how would it actually work? Let's take a look at the tech behind the emotion.
The proposal actually breaks it down into 4 pretty straightforward steps. First, you install the hardware. We're talking high-res LED panels or some really advanced projection mapping. Second, you create the content, all those immersive, vibrant animations. Third, you customize that content for whatever you're promoting. And finally, you could even enhance the whole thing by adding sound or interactive elements to really pull people in.
Okay, so we've got the concept and we've got the tech. But what's the ultimate payoff here? Why do it? Let's talk about the buzz and the benefits this whole project promises.
This comparison really gets right to the heart of it. On one side, you have your standard, static facade with basically zero emotional impact. But on the other, the heartbeat wall is the total opposite. High emotional impact, complete flexibility, and, maybe most importantly, a huge potential to create those moments people just have to capture and share online, generating all that amazing social media buzz.
In fact, the proposal for a client like Cinemax zeroes in on 5 distinct, really powerful benefits.
So what are they? First, you create this massive emotional presence right in the city. That in turn drives attention and gets more people walking in. It's designed from the ground up to be social media worthy, turning regular people into your best marketers. It also gives you flexible ad space for partners. And crucially, it positions the venue as this cool, cutting-edge, innovative destination.
And this brings us to the really big picture. Because this one proposal for one cinema, it hints at a much broader question about the future of how we all experience our cities.
Because when you get right down to it, the heartbeat wall is so much more than just a fancy new ad. It's pitched as a whole new medium for experience and communication. It's about turning a private building's facade into a piece of public-facing art, a public-facing emotion.
And that's the thought I want to leave you with. This concept is for one building. But what if this idea scaled up? What if the buildings in our cities could do more than just stand there? What if through light and color and motion, they could actually reflect our collective mood? What would a city that truly feels alive be like?